The film begins with a black and white opening sequence of the 1983 Cricket World Cup final on 25 June 1983 between India and West Indies. During the second innings when India is fielding, Madan Lal bowls to Viv Richards, who is on strike. Richards lofts the ball in the air for a six but results in getting caught out by Kapil Dev. Udharan. The film then shifts to the 30th of May 1983 at the BCCI office in Mumbai, where the BCCI officials get an invitation to the Cricket World Cup. Sunil Gavaskar is dropped from captaincy and Kapil Dev is made the captain. The cricketers who are in the squad, namely Dev, Mahinder Amarnath, Kirti Azad, Madan Lal, and Sunil Valsan, are already there in England playing county cricket. Udharan. Along with the team manager P.R. Mensingh. The rest of the team, which includes Gavaskar, Krishnamachari Srikant, Syed Kirmani, Sandeep Patil, Dilip Vengsarkar, Yashpal Sharma, Roger Binney, Ravi Shastri and Balwinder Singh Sandhu reach London, where they witness the West Indies cricket team, the two-time World Cup winners, being hounded by photographers at the airport. After they reach the hotel, they join the rest of their teammates. Udharan. The team fails horribly during the 4 warm-up matches, which leads to doubts being raised about the performance of the Indian team in the group stage of the World Cup itself. During the press conference, Dev confidently tells the reporters that his team is here to win. During a training session of the West Indies team, the Indian team witnesses their 4 deadly fast bowlers, namely Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, Malcolm Marshall, and Joel Garner, who were known for delivering deadly bounces to the batsmen. At the ceremony in Buckingham Palace, the Queen wishes the teams luck and the teams proceed for a group photograph. On the way back to their hotel on the bus, Dev gives an inspirational speech during the team meeting in accentuated English. Udharan. The World Cup starts with India being placed in Group B alongside the strong teams Australia and West Indies. Zimbabwe, who turns out to be making their World Cup debut, is also placed in the same group. India unexpectedly win their first match against West Indies by 34 runs at Old Trafford, Manchester, with Yashpal Sharma being the player of the match for his contribution of 89 runs, which was also the highest individual score put up by an Indian cricketer at that time. Udharan. The teammates later celebrate at a bar that night. They also managed to win their next match against Zimbabwe by 5 wickets at Grace Road, Leicester, thereby leading to the rise in the expectations of the Indian fans. Patil scores a half-century and Madan Lal is named as the player of the match. Udharan. However, the team becomes overconfident and loses their next match against Australia by a huge margin of 162 runs. Dev is disappointed with the team's performance, especially with Rogers' performance, and Gavaskar is unable to play due to his leg injury. With Gavaskar's absence, the following match with West Indies turns out to be a brutal one, as in the first innings, Viv Richards thrashes out the Indian bowlers severely, thereby making a score of 119 runs off 146 deliveries. The second innings seems to be more violent when Malcolm Marshall bowls deadly bounces to the Indian batsman, and one of the bounces hits Dilip Vengsarkar on his chin, injuring him. Mahinder Amarnath puts up a score of 80 runs by bravely facing the bounces, but India lose the match by 66 runs. Udharan Chinna. The morale of the team is shattered. It is further shattered as Vengsarkar is ruled out from remaining World Cup matches due to his injury, which resulted in 7 stitches. The disheartened team in the bus is stuck on the route because of the West Indies crowd celebrating and blocking the way. However, they see a young Indian boy waving a homemade Indian flag, which moves the team to tears and raises their spirits. Udharan. The next match against Zimbabwe on the 18th of June at Neville Ground is a do-or-die one, as India will be eliminated from the tournament if they lose. The wives of the cricketers also turn up to show their support, as it is thought to be their last match. Gavaskar is back in the team recovering from his injury. India opens up with a shaky start, making 9 runs at the cost of 4 wickets. Dev steps in a hurry onto the field without the helmet as he was taking a shower. While walking to the pitch, he sees the disheartened Indian crowd. He then starts scoring runs, but the wickets keep falling. During the lunch break, Dev takes out the mongoose bat, which enables him to hit more powerful shots and gives a better counter-attack to the bowlers. He then starts hitting boundaries continuously. Dev then makes a world record of 175 runs, which was previously 171 runs made by Glenn Turner in the 1975 World Cup, and is received with a standing ovation from the crowd and the umpire. India makes a score of 266 runs, which Zimbabwe failed to achieve, which leads to India winning the match by 31 runs and also retaining their place in the tournament. Udharan. A party is held by the High Commissioner in which all the team members show up except for Binni, who does not turn up because he is disappointed by Dev constantly chiding him for his bowling performance during net practice. At the party, Srikant jokes around and humorously tells the crowd that Dev had gone mad because he told them that they would beat the West Indies, which is the strongest team in the cricketing world. But then he says that he has faith in his captain and he would only go home with winning the World Cup. Udharan. The final group stage match with Australia at County Ground, Chelmsford on the 20th of June is an easy win for India as they win by a huge margin of 118 runs, with Binni being the player of the match for his contribution of taking 4 wickets. Praises captain. India qualifies for the semi-final, and this creates a wave of excitement across the country as India managed to qualify for the semi-final for the first time. The Prime Minister Indira Gandhi orders her ministry to ensure that every town and village in the country gets a television service so that the semi-final match can be broadcast. During the semi-final with England, the English batsmen score heavy runs in the beginning. Sandhu is not able to bowl properly as he is disappointed due to his engagement with his fiancée Simran being called off the day before the semi-final because of his living conditions and low salary. Amarnath and Kirti Azad choke off England's supply of runs by taking wickets. Azad takes the wicket of Ian Botham, in which the ball surprisingly spins low towards the ground. England is restricted to a score of 213 all out. In the second inning, Amarnath and Sharma build up runs for India. However, Amarnath has run out during the partnership of Dev and Patil when 4 runs are needed to win. There is a premature invasion on the field by Indian fans. This causes the English captain Bob Willis to set his fielders on the left side so that they can escape if there is another invasion. Patil hits a 4 and India qualifies for the finals of the 1983 World Cup. Amarnath is named the player of the match. Udharan Chennai. This creates further excitement back in India as this win was seen as unexpected one. On the 25th of June at Lord's, India faces the West Indies again for the final, with the latter winning the toss and choosing to bowl. In the beginning, Indian batsmen are restricted severely by the bowlers, with Gavaskar getting dismissed for 2 runs. But Srikant aggressively scores 38 runs, making him the highest scorer for the Indian team. However, the team is all out for 183, making it the lowest score in the World Cup final. Dev inspires his team to restrict the West Indies batsmen from scoring runs. Udharan. The team steps onto the field with a rousing reception in the common room. In the second inning, Sandhu takes the wicket of Gordon Greenidge, which gives India a lead. However, Richards launches a barrage of boundaries, especially when Madan Lal is bowling. Madan Lal asks Dev to let him bowl another over as Richards underestimates him and Dev gives him another over to bowl. He bowls to Richards and Richards lofts in the air for 6. As shown in the opening sequence of the film. But is caught out by Dev. This proves to be the turning point of the match. With Richards dismissed, the wickets of West Indies fall rapidly with Amarnath taking 3 wickets. When West Indies are 9 wickets down, Amarnath bowls to Holding, who's the last batsman. Holding misses it and the ball hits his pads. Amarnath and the whole team appeal for the dismissal and Holding is given out, leading to India winning the World Cup. The squad rushes towards the dressing room and the jubilant crowd rushes over on the ground and celebrations begin back in India. A young Sachin Tendulkar back in Mumbai makes a promise that he would play for the Indian cricket team. Amarnath is named player of the match and Dev lifts the trophy along with the Indian team. Udharan Chennai. As the credits roll, the real Kapil Dev is shown sharing his experience of winning the World Cup along with a montage of vintage photographs of the team. Udharan.